Skywards, why do most women I know or meet only text me one time and not reply till the next day? Low interest as far as them not really being engaged in the conversation, or she's testing you, meaning she's seeing if you will display needy behavior. If she backs off, what will you do? Will you get upset? Will you say what's wrong? If that's the case, you fail her test. Other situations are you're pursuing too much. So it's like if you are in this pursuit mode, that'll really just eliminate her motivation to really text you back, because it's like she's like, well, this guy doesn't really see himself as totally valuable, and he's totally available, and he's easy, and he's not a challenge. And so she's not going to be totally motivated to text you back right away because she doesn't really care. Her interest isn't high enough. So ideally, you want to be talking and getting the numbers of women who have high level of interest in you, and you do that by gauging her attraction level from the very start. And that's how you ask women out. You don't just force asking a woman for a number, or force the conversation to like get her on a date. And so what I mean by that is like you want to read her attraction. If she gives you those signals that she's attracted to you when you're just having a normal conversation, so she's asking you questions back, maybe she's really engaged in her responses, maybe she's playing with her hair, her body language is facing you, not like halfway turned to the side. Maybe she initiates physical contact. Maybe she gets in your proximity before that. Maybe the two of you made eye contact and smiled at each other. And that's how you started the conversation. You know, it's like you have to read those attraction, because she will give you those signals. And when she gives you those signals and you pick up on them, that's when you ask her for her number. If she doesn't give you those signals, if she's not engaged, if she's like halfway turned away, acting like she wants to get away from you, and then you just force a situation where you're like, okay, well, my outcome was to get her number, and so I'm going to go for it, and just basically ignore all the signals. It's like you don't want to do that, because it's like, well, ideally, not ideally, but what's going to happen is that she might even give you her number out of just being polite or not wanting to hurt your feelings, and then she has a low interest in you, and then when you text her or when you call her, she's not engaged, and then you just try to keep pressing, thinking that you can raise her attraction by getting to know her. And it's just not the case. So let's get into the post. No matter the context, it can be a simple platonic conversation. That might be your problem, because you're giving this platonic vibe when maybe she can tell that you want more than that, but you're just agreeing to being in this platonic friend zone vibe when that's not really what you want. So you're not being congruent with your words. And maybe you're just being boring, and it's a boring conversation. You're asking her, hey, how'd your day go? She was like, well, I don't really know. I don't even respond to that, because like, well, what's he getting at? Nothing. So it's like, be direct, decisive, dude. Know what you want exactly. And so it's like, if you want to date this woman, it's like, ask her on a date, or have an outcome each time that you initiate conversation. Otherwise, you're going to be perceived as like chasing her. And that just communicates low value. Some I have really good friendships in person. Others actually flirt with me. What's your outcome, dude? It's like, are you actually just wanting a friend zone? I would guess, because you're mentioning flirting and wondering why women don't text you back. I'm guessing that you want more than friend zone, but it's like your approach and your strategy right now is thinking that I have to start with friend zone and then I have to work my way up, and it just doesn't work. It's like, it just communicates that you're not direct, you're not decisive, you're not in your masculine, you're not taking the lead, you're not knowing what you want and going for it and being direct and decisive. Instead, you're just like, oh, maybe kind of beating around the bush, and you're not getting to the outcome, and you're just agreeing to be in friend zone, and you're having boring conversations, dude. And so it's like her attraction is going to drop. I have no other people that are the same way with me. Well, maybe because they think you're just in friend zone. And these women that are ignoring you or ghosting you or whatever, it's like, well, maybe you want more than that. And then it's obvious that you're not congruent with your words. It's like, read her attraction level. If it's not there, dude, just walk away and find somebody else that has a high level of interest in you. It'll make it so much easier, so much more fun, and eliminate so much drama.